Hey guys, now what you're looking at here is a little bit more different. Now, if I get my dates correct here, I have already posted two videos regarding my airsoft escapades. Though, of course, they're not going to be gameplay because all you're going to be seeing is just probably like a few hours of nothing and me getting shot at. So, don't mind me, I'll get my wedding ring from the snake. So what you have in front of me here is my gift, my Valentine's Day gift to myself. This is an ENC 2103 Hi-Capa, or 2011 if you want to be more technical about it. I'm still trying to do this setup here at home, because lately I've been branching off from the gaming to the airsoft world now. I have talked about doing car content, but it's just the same old Honda Civic you see every now and then. So, that being there, I will take you along with me. So, this is my birthday present / Valentine's Day present to myself. I already have taken the missus out already to a date. So, this is just all for me. So, this ENC is more known for their mid-range AEGs. Pretty good ones at that. But AEGs have fewer moving parts than a gas blowback gun, so let's just see if the quality they transfer over is going to be with this one. Now, spoiler alert, I have already owned one ENC Glock. Fantastic, has all the clinks and clanks, but don't let the box with the Glock image fool you. This is a Hi-Capa. So as you can see here, full on double stack and making sure that the gun is completely unloaded. No BBs in there. It's fresh from the shop. Check the chamber. Nothing in there. Good. Great. Okay. Good. Now, hammer down. Safe direction. And we're clear. So, let's start with the box first. As you can see, they've already reserved my name in there. Now, how did I find this thing? Well, I was doing some bonding time with my dad when my stepmom, even though she's not really my stepmom, but still my stepmom, called and said that the car she was borrowing busted itself. So I became a bit of her chauffeur, and it turns out that the place she was going to was near Hobby Cave, where I usually get my guns repaired. So, in that respect, I thought I was meant to go there, even though I had nothing to buy except wait for my gun to be repaired and check out a few Glocks for a friend that was very interested in it. Only to find that the Glocks were missing and this was in its place. So, yes, it is trademarked with Springfield Armory and it says the word Garrison, but the eagle eye of you may have noticed that it's a double stack that Garrison is not a double stack 1911. It is a single stack custom 1911. So, strike one, the trademark is wrong. But who cares? We'll just let this slide. It's cheap at 6,000 pesos. Now, I don't know the conversion of it there, but it's very, very freaking affordable for a shop-owned price gun. Full metal slide, metal frame, polymer grip, and guard. So you can change them all. I think this is a Tokyo Marui based clone. I remember some Tokyo Maruis have this particular trademarking set, and the stippling is a bit more rougher compared to a WE one. And this slide is a 4x3 commander size, which is my preferred. Now I did have a WE 5.1 as my second airsoft gun. And the reason why I buy this is because I like the form factor of the Commander, and I got so frustrated looking for parts to turn a government model into a Commander size, so I just said, fuck it, I'll sell my government and buy myself a Commander, which this here was the only one left. 6K for something like this. So I brought it home just a few hours ago, and I've tested it out, I've torn it apart, and I can safely say, oh boy, you get what you pay for. So, starting with the box, it's just a cardboard box, and you just simply pull this out, and it reveals a very unhelpful jelly packet. Usually, the Glock grips would usually be in there. And you'd think that, they would have at least some effort to replace the Glock symbol But no, this frame is a lie. So never mind about that one. Put it away. And what you have is the gun itself. Now, as I said, the trades are wrong. I like that there's front cocking serrations and that the sights are completely blacked out. Now, we have had talks with Hobby K that maybe we can put some correction fluid on the front and the back, so we can put some dots in there. I have been debating maybe we should put the front red for like a competition style, but the sight radius is shorter than that, so I'm thinking maybe just a combat style would be fine. Here's what I like and dislike at the same time. The barrel has no trades. Usually 45 ACP would be written on that barrel, but it's completely blank. Because one of my pet peeves of usually having a pistol like this is that the trademark would be usually there. It's great for detail, but you kind of feel like you need to load the magazines like 7, or in this case, double stack is 15. And I dislike that in the back of my mind, I'm filling this up wrong. But luckily, since it's blank, I can fill up whatever I want, like 40 or 9, pretend like that. I usually look it up. And it would actually save the springs, because yeah, it's a 30-round capacity magazine, but most shops and many airsofters don't recommend that, because you're going to put so much spring tension in there, and the loading nozzle itself, which is this little doodad here, is going to put so much pressure that you're going to break it. So please don't. Okay, moving to ambidextrous safety. That's good. That's good. However, it seems that, oh god. So pull that hammer back. It will fire if you pull the hammer back. So left side, no problem. Right side engages the safety. However, take this magazine out. If you flip it up all the way, it stays safe. However, if you flip it all the way down, sometimes it will not fire. So you can see I'm pressing the grip safety in, and it just won't go. So maybe I'll have to put it down harder, and it still won't go. But in the left side, like this, it goes. By the way, moving on to the trigger. Reset, pretty short, like a Hi-Capa should be. Pull the trigger, just a little bit of take up, and there it goes. Some parts of quality I don't really quite get is that if you look closely, the hammer is not exactly aligned. There actually was a bit of give there. So that's an annoying thing to look at, but nothing we can fix. Also, why is the barrel polished silver, but then the trigger is chrome? Maybe that's a bit of an oversight, I guess? Oh well. But it's a functional trigger. If you press the grip safety and pull the trigger at the same time, you only get about like 25% of the way in, so it's very easy to press, no biggie whatsoever. And if you check it out, it has rear adjustable sights, but it doesn't look like it's adjustable, it's just movable. In fact, there's a bit of play on the sights. In fact, it was much worse when I first found it, so they had to tighten that down, but it looks like you can remove it for putting an optic. The front, meanwhile, it looks like it's removable or adjustable, but given it's blacked out, it's not going to be any refinement. Though, there is a bit of a gap there that would be movable, so I guess you can customize your optics. This is what I like about blank guns. You can be able to customize it whatever you like, as long as they don't do too much. There's a bit of a pin here that you can push out, so you can put a flared mag well that we discovered at the shop. So I might get that, but my history with flared mag wells is that, yeah, it looks cool, you can insert a magazine, but if your base plate isn't, on par with the magazine well, it'll actually be harder. I've first owned, my first ever airsoft pistol was a Glock 17 MTSS, and the flared mag well actually actively didn't make the magazine go in further. Yeah, it's easier to insert, but it's harder to stay in, so I had to really shove it in there just so I could put it in. And these things cost like 2,000 pesos a pop. That's like 1/3 of the actual gun we're looking at here, so I think you should be more gentle with this one. Oh, by the way, the magazine is hissing when I fully maxed it out. So when I put like 10 seconds of gas, it's hissing in the valve, and it's still hissing. Look, listen to that, folks. Let me turn off the electric fan behind me so you can properly hear the hiss, okay? Listen to this. Listen to this, folks. It's still hissing. Listen. I'm not sure if you're hearing that, but the magazine is hissing. I have to take it back to the shop at Hobby Cave. If you can't hear it for the lo-fi, trust me, they are hissing, and I'm really not cool with another trip to the shop tomorrow to find out about that hissing. But if other ENC Hi-Capas like this are also hissing, probably it's just a manufacturing problem. But oh man, that is not a good start. I know, it's a replaceable item. It's a replaceable wear item, and you can just simply get WE mags. I'm pretty sure the WE mags, they all follow the TM specs, so they can fit. But it's so bloody annoying if something goes wrong. That's like a serious chunk of your paycheck, depending on how much you earn. I earn like what, 5,000 a week or something, like, I don't know, 5,000 every fortnight, or like 10,000 every month, and that is a big hit when it comes to, you know, adulting in life. Annoying, but it's not the end of the world after all. Okay, so we're gonna go and tear this thing down, take the magazine out, and then we're gonna pull the hammer down to make it a little easier. Push the the slide out and into the little notch. If I can take it all the way to the notch, there we go. Yeah, this is the thing about Hi-Capas in general. Oh God. Ugh. Oh no. Folks, this is a lot more difficult than I imagined. I hope that there is a much easier time to do so. Okay. I usually have an easier time with the WE Hi-Capas, but it looks like, oh, it popped out. It fell on the floor. Luckily, I have a white floor. It's very easy to see objects. So there we go. There's your side stop, and then push forward. Now, my previous gun before this one was a Hi-Capa. The slide was far more smoother, but this one is completely taken out. This one the other one is usually jams halfway. I don't know what causes that, but inside we have your usual blowback nozzle. Your hop up is out here. The WE 1911s have a half guide rod. This one is a full guide rod. And one thing I have to say about the outer barrel is that if you look closer, like see here, there is the end of the locking portion of the barrel is sticking out. I thought, oh, probably it's a fixed barrel, gives it more accurate, but no, it still tilts when you push it forward. So there it is. It still tilts down, but there's this little gap in the way, and I'm kind of worried that if I drop this, dirt and grime might get caught up in there. Not sure if you can see it if the camera's focusing, but it's there and you notice it, and I think it's a knockdown when it comes to your barrel, but it's okay. So I have not fully mastered taking down a Hi-Capa completely, so I'm just gonna stick it like that. And for the lower frame itself, pretty light. There's usual internals here. There's a bit of grease that comes out. It's actually now getting onto my fingers here, folks. And when you pull it, pretty typical. Has that half cock safety. Now, if you hold down the trigger and it doesn't fully stick, it just cocks halfway. There have been some instances where this gun has already full autoed on me, but so far, that's just probably just a once at a time. I may have to check the leaf springs on this puppy. Oh shit, it's about to fall out. Novice moment there. Okay, put the notch back in. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is the thing about ENC pistols. It's smooth halfway, and then it gets very grindy halfway. There you go. There's a bit of smudges here of oil here and there, but pretty good. Now, let's see here. When you pull back the slide, I'm still breaking this in. It has a bit of a tinny slam to it, slide safety and all. So when you put the magazine in there, you shove it in. It has an overall snap to it. Now, if you're doing press checks using the front serrations as usual, you're gonna find that if you baby it like so, like a good 1911 owner, you would find that sometimes it will not completely go with the battery. Now look at it, I let go halfway. See that? There's a bit of a gap there. There's a bit of a gap in the front and in the back. So, does it still fire? No, it just goes with the half cock. So either I just abuse it, like smacking it forward like that, and then it would probably go. Well, okay, just this one time. I'm just gonna dry fire this thing. Press check. Don't do it all the way, all the way, and it actually still fires even though it's not fully aligned with the slide and the frame. Now, what's the FPS with this? The FPS for this one is typically 312. The highest I've seen is 312. The lowest I've seen is 300. It could possibly go to 280. I usually use 0.0 to 0.5 gram BBs, and they are shooting at 272 or 262. Usually around that ballpark, simply because what I usually happen to find myself in is CPB, and my gun is very general purpose. What else is there to say? That this is just a basic ENC that can stand on its own. For 6,000 pesos, it's a pretty serviceable Hi-Capa. But let me just say, it's a little more difficult to get a Hi-Capa correct than a Glock. And given that ENC is still pretty new to the whole gas blowback thingamajig, they got ways to go. The quality in some details is not quite there yet. The functioning is still pretty good, though. When I had my Glock 19 Gen 5, which is my first ENC product, the shots were literally cog spread. They were literally going all over the place. So I have to spend some money to get that thing a bit more accurate. Great. And then the barrel is a bit longer than usual, so now I have to get a third barrel. Great. This one though, I have not shot yet, but already my impressions are, oh god. Are usually, oh god. Just further inspecting this thing, the trades are wrong, some things are off, but it's nothing they can't fix. Personally, I have my gripes of going to shops, spending fuel, spending time to fixing things, and now that the magazine is hissing, and a bunch of other, and this is just a major problem. Everything else is just a minor annoyance. That's fine. Do I recommend someone buying this? If they are desperate for a pistol. I much prefer you buy maybe WE as your first pistol, like I did. If you get Tokyo Marui, good luck. That thing is freaking expensive given the import, the import taxes. If you get something that's trades, I will only recommend a trademark gun if you own the real deal, so you can practice this. But you know, for its price, it's pretty much what you get. Am I planning on keeping this long term? If it's fixable in the long term and I can make it what I like, from all the times I've had pistols, I really hope that I can find the parts I need to turn it into what I prefer in a pistol. Great, I'll keep it as long as I can. If there's parts availability here in the Philippines, yes, I will be keeping it much longer than usual because this is something I would want to own in real life. Actually, scratch that. Wrong wording. I do own it in real life. This is real life, but real steel. Sometimes I get those terms mixed. Do I care about modifying this internally? Only when it's needed. Mainly the barrel. Mainly, I'm just more of an aesthetic person. I have not even dared modify my pistol simply because I am very afraid it will be very unreliable when I've done absolutely everything to this. But take it as you will. As for the content, why am I starting this? Well, this is an ENC that I tried looking around from Vincent Hobby Shop. It's not there. I've tried looking on YouTube. Nobody's made a video on model ENC 2103. And they've not done a commander version on this one. So I thought, you know what? I'll do it. Now keep in mind this is currently Valentine's Day at the recording of this one, so I don't know who else makes it. Maybe the search engine is only biased to the Philippines. Maybe. Maybe somewhere around the world there's already somebody who has made a video on this one. But here, right now, from where I'm searching, I'm probably one of the first. Will this be the only video I have? Hopefully I get to keep this a little longer so I can take it out to a game. The weight is pretty much spot on Hi-Capa. Why would I buy a particular Hi-Capa? I've found out through years of owning pistols is that Hi-Capas are so much more preferable as a primary gun. And if you shoot this more than a Glock, go ahead, more power to you, because you gotta make your hits count. But then it's airsoft, so pretty much it's not such a high demand, quite frankly. But you have to think for yourself. What's the best one, Hi-Capa or Glock? Easy. If a Hi-Capa is what you're gonna go for, you're gonna have to take up on maintenance, because these are the sports cars of the gun world, and they are generally best when done primary. If you're like a primary pistol user and you're like a DMR or a sniper and you need a secondary, this is pretty good. But if you prefer, like say, a general purpose gun, like say you have a rifle that does everything CQB and long range pretty well, generally you don't need a pistol. But if you really want a secondary that's just gonna melt into your kit and you will never think about it, I prefer that you get a Glock. Glocks are the king of lightweight. They are superly stupid simple, and they just run. They just work, and there's not much to go wrong with it, and parts are plentiful for them. A Hi-Capa is meant to be shot a lot and built about a lot. And I just love the classic looks. There's no one can beat the trigger on this thing. No one can beat the aftermarket this thing's got. These Hi-Capas got. But you guys gotta really check yourself. Okay? Now, through many of the days, just me spending time to get a pistol, I think it's best that you go to a shop and pick out what kind of gun you like. Pick one, feel them in your hand, shoot them in the back. You gotta feel for them and see which one gels with you more. If you bring your holsters, please bring them, because this one doesn't fit my universal holster that's polymer. It usually fits the one that's full of Kydex. Not Kydex, full of like leather and shit. And what's the again? Velcro? Generally just have to make sure you have enough aftermarket, which is no problem for Hi-Capas and Glocks. So there's my answer on the Glock and Hi-Capa debate. There's my answer on the ENC. I think it's a perfectly serviceable pistol, but you can simply upgrade along the way. I hope that if you guys ever end up buying one of these things, that you won't get a lemon. You won't get a lemon for a company that's more known for their AEGs than gas blowback pistols. And I just hope that your magazine ain't hissing like mine. And I have to go back to Hobby Cave. Fucking great. Other than that, guys, if you like the new branch of airsoft videos I've been posting lately, please let me know in the comment section below. And guys, if you prefer like one gun content that I usually bombard on this channel, please let me know as well. Or if you miss my 1 hour long gaming sessions and impressions, then go right ahead, let me know. This is usually the kind of content I like to make for long-winded, and I'm pretty sure I'm not expecting you guys to watch, but maybe just listen, like a podcast. That's usually the comforting kind of thing. And with that being said, if you guys subscribe, then please don't expect much. I'm just being realistic. I don't really have an upload schedule a lot. I don't gain money from YouTube, simply because that I like the stability of having a paycheck every fortnight. Haha, wink. But if I don't do this as a job, that means I get to use whatever music I want, whatever vibe I want, and I don't get pressured to upload. So usually whatever strikes my fancy. But that being said, a subscribe does come a long way. Like or dislike, I don't care, as long as engagement is happening in the comment section too. And if you don't want to subscribe because you're bombarded by too many things and you want to do a magic cleanup, go ahead. It's no sarcasm on my part. I still have to clean up my subscriptions here and there. So, no hard feelings. Anyway, you guys subscribe to whoever you like. And if it doesn't work quite out and you don't let them watch them anymore, go ahead and unsubscribe. Totally fine with me. I've been giving you too much of a shit for so long. But anyway, guys, that's it currently for me. Hopefully, though, I get to figure this out to a game real soon. I'll let you know my thoughts. And if this gun is going to stay with me or not, I will let you guys know. And if it's repaired and what updates, look forward to that too. Anyway, this has been Paolo Palace. And hopefully, I'll see you more regularly. Take a screenshot and send it to Google. There you go.